My face wasn't always like this. 10 years ago, I was in an accident that shattered not just my bones, but my entire sense of self. My skull was fractured, my face was stitched back together with over 120 stitches, and my wrist was broken. People looked at me with pity, whispering, "Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah." I was alive, but I felt like I had already died. And yet, in the middle of that darkness, I found light. Light that taught me to pray, to heal, and to truly live. This isn't just a story of survival. It's a reminder that sometimes the hardest trials are what bring us closest to Allah. The day of the accident feels like a blur, yet some moments are etched into my soul forever. I remember my head smashing into the windshield, the feeling of blood running down my face, and the sound of people gasping in horror. I wasn't unconscious, but I might as well have been. I didn't understand what was happening. My eyelashes were cut between my eyebrow and eyelid. And my face was so disfigured that even strangers looked at me with tears in their eyes. When I was wheeled to the hospital, I saw my reflection for the first time. It didn't even feel like my face. It felt like someone else's, someone I didn't recognize. And when my family hid all the mirrors in the house, trying to protect me, I realized something profound. I wasn't just broken on the outside. I was shattered on the inside too. But Allah doesn't leave us in the darkness. In those months of pain and uncertainty, He sent me a teacher, a spiritual guide who helped me see beyond my scars. He told me something that changed my life. Your prayer isn't for Allah, it's for you. It's your oxygen. Without it, you're suffocating. And he was right. I didn't just need healing for my face, I needed healing for my soul. It took me 2 months to return to work, and every single day felt like a battle. My face was still swollen, my scars were visible, and people stared at me like I was some sort of spectacle. But something inside me had shifted. I stopped worrying about how others saw me, and started focusing on how Allah saw me. I wasn't my scars. I wasn't my pain. I was a servant of Allah, trying to find my way back to Him. It was Salah, listening of Surah Rahman, and constant remembrance of Allah that gave me strength. Every prostration felt like a step closer to healing. And every whispered dua reminded me that Allah sees our hearts, not our flaws. This journey taught me 3 powerful lessons about prayer that I believe can change anyone's life, no matter what they're going through. Before you pray, take a moment to focus on Allah's closeness. Remind yourself, Ya Allah, I'm here to trade, my time for your peace. Prayer isn't an obligation, it's a gift. It's a chance to let go of the world and hold on to Allah. In my darkest moments, when I couldn't even stand, I whispered, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, the ever-living, the sustainer. I turned my pain into a prayer, and that prayer turned my pain into peace. If your mind wanders in Salah, anchor it with the name of Allah. Let your distractions become your connection. After the accident, I avoided mirrors for months. I couldn't bear to see what I'd become. But my teacher taught me to pray in front of a mirror, not to see my scars, but to see myself as a servant of Allah. When you pray, place a mirror near you. Look at your reflection and remind yourself, this is who I am, a work in progress, held by Allah. Maybe you haven't had an accident like mine. Maybe your scars aren't visible, but we all carry something, pain, distractions, doubts, that keep us from truly connecting with Allah. I want you to know that you're not alone. Whether your struggles are physical, emotional, or spiritual, Allah sees you, and He's closer to you than you can imagine. You don't need a tragedy to wake you up. You just need a moment of courage, a moment to say, Ya Allah, I'm ready to come back to you. My face has healed, but my heart is still on its journey. And so is yours. If you've ever felt broken, whether in body, mind, or soul, I want to hear your story. Share it in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can support each other, where we can remind each other that no matter how far we've fallen, Allah's mercy is always within reach. Right? I'm ready to trade my time for Allah's peace. In the comments, if this message resonated with you. And I promise, I'll respond to as many of you as I can. Together, let's rebuild our Salah, our connection to Allah, and our hearts, one intentional prayer at a time.